Welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. This is a one-take session, no edits, no cuts, about, well, Ryan Cohen being named the new CEO for GameStop. We're going to watch a video right now. I have not watched this video in full. It is the Michael Packer interview. Of course, he's front and center right away to talk about Ryan Cohen. I'll react to it in live time. And yes, it is live because I am actually live streaming right now on TikTok, and you guys can see it from over there. But we're going to go through with this video right now. So let's see what they have to say.
Surprise when Ryan Cohen, the current executive chairman, is taking over as the CEO. No pay. Ryan Cohen has been everywhere, as we know. He's had a long career. Tell me a little bit about what you thought.
Well, long career. I think I have shoes older than the guy. He's 38.
I know he is young,
so he's
had a lot of
some modest success,
without a doubt.
He has invested in a lot, and he founded one that was great, Chewy, and he's gotten a ton of credit for that and deserves it. He's gone in to tinker and try to fix Bed Bath & Beyond, and that failed spectacularly. And he's gone in to tinker and try to fix GameStop. The difference with GameStop is there's no debt, so they're not going to go bankrupt anytime soon. It's a slow bleed. Am I surprised that he named himself, that his handpicked board unanimously appointed him? I suppose I'm surprised that their candidate search found nobody that was willing to take the job there. When I say surprised, one would think, if he would throw enough money at a seasoned executive who wanted a CEO role, he might be able to attract somebody. But I think this is proof that there are no competent and sane people willing to work for him.
So you're basically calling anyone insane for working with him. Next, I've been a shareholder for GameStop for over 2.5 years, Michael, and I'm asking you, how do you know that they were actually fielding a search for the CEO? I didn't see any press release saying that they were, nor do I even think that they were entertaining the idea. Knowing that they were giving out zero compensation, even for Ryan now, I would say he is insane for working for free. That is one thing, but I guess he's going to let his work speak for himself. But for you guys like this guy, when he says he has shoes older than Ryan Cohen, if he has shoes that are 38 years old, it kind of tells you this guy needs to retire as well. But he's a bottom feeder. When you look at Michael Packer, just remember, he has a portrait of himself behind himself.
So, he already ran through the competent ones who kind of stretched reason and took a chance, and they've all been fired.
He had one CEO, not multiple, not competent. One, as he's been in charge of the board of directors, one. And he left in good standing?
So now there's nobody who wants to go there just to be thrown under the bus. So Ryan Cohen was the only likely, candidate.
Did you have a lot of belief in someone that had been there and sort of was ousted? Was there anybody that you sort of had a lot of faith in and high hopes for?
Yeah, I mean, the guy that was there when Ryan Cohen took his position, George Sherman, was really good. And George was the CEO and Jim Bell was CFO. And those two guys had kind of orchestrated, masterminded the balance sheet cleanup, and they pounced when the stock ripped up. There's a movie out now called Dumb Money. The dumb money drove it way up. And they pounced and sold stock and wiped out their debt, and they managed the balance sheet beautifully. And their reward was they were allowed to accelerate their stock-based compensation and ride into the sunset with hundreds of millions of dollars each. So good for them.
Are we lying to ourselves? George Sherman still to this day has his shares at GameStop. He didn't sell his GameStop shares. So he's not riding out to the sunset. He's riding on the coattails of what Ryan Cohen's doing because he knows the truth. And so do you, Michael Packer. You know the truth, and so do I. That when GameStop ran up right here at this big, dumb money run, you guys were down about $1 to $2 billion at Wedbush alone. Don't tell me that you're just out here talking about GameStop out of the goodness of your heart and or giving people advice on what GameStop is. There's about 6,000 companies that trade out there in this New York Stock Exchange, and you're going to tell me you're worried about the one, GameStop. I know.
Them, but they were competent. Then Ryan Cohen came up with the brilliant idea of be like Amazon. So he hired 3 very experienced, seasoned Amazon executives. The problem is nobody's like Amazon except Amazon. So they couldn't replicate it, and they were given the death penalty for their failure. Think of Ryan Cohen as the queen from Alice in Wonderland, off with their heads. He just executed them.
I think he used that phrasing last month or a quarter ago when you said he's the Queen of Hearts. It's unfortunate that you only see one side of this investment and or this structure of business. They hired individuals that eventually fizzled out. Not that they fired them. Jenna Owens, guess what? She wasn't the fit. Mike Rucapetto wasn't the fit. Same thing with our previous CEO just right now. But I will tell you, Matthew Furlong left in good standing. It wasn't that he was a failure or any of the above. His time was up on the contract. When you look at Ryan and what he's going to do, his money's in there. So yes, he's the best candidate for the job. Just so happens he happens to be a successful CEO and or entrepreneur to lead one of the biggest e-commerce transitions ever when it came to pet products and Chewy, which you now recognize, right? But you call him insane? That's just for the lack of a better term, right? What are you, Michael Packer? You've been calling for GameStop's demise and bankruptcy for 15 years. Just coincides with the fact that private equity bought in and got in on GameStop 15 years ago. But you knew that, right?
And now, who wants to come to work there? I mean, he's an unstable guy with no vision, and you have to toe his line.
How would you know he has no vision? Michael Pachter, are you talking about the guy who doesn't give out guidance, the guy who doesn't tell people what he's doing? He has a letter right now that he just read out to every single employee at GameStop. And he tells everyone, guys, we're a penny business. We're going to watch all of our expenses. I'm working for free, and I expect you to do what's right for this company, to treat the money as if it were your own. He's coming in, and he's going to do cuts. He's going to cut it all up. And you know why you cut it up? Because like any other business out there, you step over pennies to get to dollars. You figure it out. You're a penny business, and you run yourself that way. And if you run it like you're broke, guess what? You're not. So when you run your household the same way, Michael Packer, and you figure that out, kind of like when every American out there was cutting up all of their expenses during the pandemic, they were trying to figure out how much money they were going to spend. How much do we have for food? How much do we have for excess? And then when you found out you had no expenses, right, for going out because there was nowhere to go. That entertainment dollar was put into your pocket. Stimulus money was put into your bank and your savings account. Everyone had infinite amount of money after that because people figured out. They spend a lot of money on useless shit. Now, GameStop did the same thing. They figured it out. They started cutting corners and cutting costs in the right way. When I say cutting corners, I'm not talking about taking shortcuts. I'm talking about remolding what this company is. And they've done it tenfold. Go look at the SG&A and the decreases of over $150 million just in the last 2 quarters alone. And you're going to tell yourself what? What can GameStop really show you on the balance sheet? Profit. It's a $6 billion business per year annually for sales, and they were short $2 million in profit this last quarter. And people are going to tell you they're not profitable. They're not profitable by choice last quarter. And I'm going to show you all of that in due time when I go on my next live stream. But for now, I mean, give me a break, Michael Packer. This kid has been in charge of this company for the last 2 years. He's been sitting there on the board of directors. He hasn't been in charge of the day-to-day. Matthew Furlong had a job. Everyone's had a title and a job, but now it's his title and job. And to say that no one wants to work for him, go ask Matthew Furlong if he still wants to be there. Did he leave on his own free will? Or was his contract up? I think he would still want to be at GameStop. You know what tells me that? The fact that most of these insiders haven't sold a single share. They're not selling shares. Even the individuals that are not with the company anymore, they're not selling shares even at this price. Because you know what it is.
So, no, there's nobody sane who would go to work there.
Sane.
So at this point now, the new initiatives have failed spectacularly. You have Ryan Cohen running the show. Do you foresee takeovers, mergers, acquisitions? Are there parts of it that are worth anything?
Let me correct a term. Take under, maybe. Take over, no. Nobody's going to pay a premium for GameStop. It's worth $6 a share, maybe.
Let's stop right there, Michael Packer. You're just going to say some shit off the cuff. It's worth $6 a share, maybe. That's 300 million shares times 6. That means the company for $1.8 billion. You're saying that's what the company's worth. When their assets are what? Over $3 billion? Easy? Shareholder equity? Cash money, 1.2 billion. So how about we add those together? What does that give you? 5 billion? They do 6 billion in sales a year. So what's the inventory worth? What's the margin worth? What's the brand worth? And you're going to tell me it's worth 1.8 billion? Well, then let me know where I can sign up and buy that company for 1.8 billion. Because the personnel alone, the inventory, the assets themselves, I'm going to net 5 to 10 billion just off of 1 year of operation. And you're going to tell me you can buy it for 1.8. I don't know how you do your math there, but go ahead and take off your socks, your gloves, and start counting toes and fingers and realize just how bad you are at math. GameStop has one of the highest equity positions per share in the market alone. No one can beat it. It's priced wrong, pal. The price is wrong, Bob. That's the point. That's why it's called dumb money. That's why it's highlighted everywhere you turn. That's why you're in front of the camera, because you know it's priced wrong. You know that it's not a $6 stock, but you have to say it. You're a shorter of the company. Your financial firm shorts GameStop. Therefore, you have to be the first one in front of the camera, and we know who's going to serve you up. MSNBC, Schwab Network, everyone's going to serve you up on a platter for you to talk bad about the insane manager named Ryan Cohen. And the fact that GameStop's only worth $6 a share. Oh, really? Show me. Tell me where I can sign up for that. Because the last time it was $24 a share, remember the reverse stock split or the stock split that was 4-1. Now it's at $6 a share, you say? What the hell are we doing then? Ryan Cohen bought in at what price? At $20 a share, $80, right? Pre-split. He bought in $10 million the previous year, $10 million this year. And you're going to tell me it's worth what again? It's worth whatever I say it's worth. The share price alone, okay, smart guy, is an agreement between two people. I agree to buy it for this. I agree to sell it for this. That's share price. The value of the company, the intrinsic value of the company, you got to go to it. What is it really worth to someone? Someone's going to give you a lot more than what the hell you think they're going to pay. You're going to say it's not a takeover? Let me know who wants to buy GameStop, and I'm going to show you the price that you can't afford. Because it'll never go through on a vote. No one's ever going to agree to this. Ryan Cohen could have sold his position alone, which he holds 12% of the company. But at the peak of it, last year, 2 years ago, he could have sold. He could have sold in June and in March for what, $1.9 billion? How is his sole position worth more than what you think it's worth right now? Maybe we're all just we're the worst traders in the history of the world. We're the worst investors ever. You're so smart, Michael Packer. How about this? How about you go publicly, Michael, and you tell everyone what you hold? What short position you hold against GameStop? Tell me that, Wedbush analysis, and then I'll tell you what it's really worth. Mr. Price target of $6. Blasphemy. You shouldn't be able to evaluate any stock in the whole damn world if you think GameStop's $6. It's $4.15 cash. What the hell? You tell me I could buy the rest of it for $185 a share? The whole damn thing? Where do I sign up? Who do I need to con? Who do I need to blow around here?
And somebody might buy it for $6 a share because a competent retail management team could trim store count and manage expenses and kind of ride this declining revenue stream into prosperity and make money. He doesn't have anybody who's got good retail experience. He chased them all away. So maybe if he's willing to sell the stock for $6, but it's got to get to $5 before he's willing to do that. He is the dog that caught the speeding car, and he's hanging onto the bumper for dear life. This car is speeding away at 60 miles an hour, and he doesn't know what to do. He made himself the boss just to make sure nobody else knows either.
That's your idea of saying that his top line revenue is down, but yet the industry of gaming is expanding. A gamer's born every day. I can tell you that right now. I have 5 children, and they all play video games. Doesn't matter demographic, doesn't matter geography, where they live. Gamers are born every day. And the amount that you actually capture, right? The market cap that's catchable, that might shrink for them because it's forever expanding, but it doesn't mean their top line revenue is down. I'll tell you what it is. It's margin, right? How much are they making on margin per product that they sell? Because it's not about dollars. I've said this since the beginning of this pandemic and the fact that inflation's taking over. Everyone wants to tell me about dollars. Movie theaters are making this much money. You got Amazon making this. No, don't tell me dollars. Tell me units. How many units of something are you selling? What's the product? What's the bottom line? Is foot traffic increasing? Is price per basket increasing? But you're going to tell me top line revenue, knowing damn well they've cut out a majority of their stores. They went from 7,000 stores 4 years ago to over 4,000 right now. So sure, top line revenues come off, but so has their expenses, right? The overhead itself. They are a profitable company, a more nimble company. They are moving towards that strength because when they show you just how profitable they are with this shorter footprint, that is what you can scale off of. That's how you invest into companies. You have to show an investment base. Hey, guess what? Wall Street, here's the scale. Now give me money so I can scale. That's what they're doing. And e-commerce growth is the number one factor of this. E-commerce growth is known as layered growth because those shoppers don't leave. They increase their shopping year after year after year as they adopt the idea of using the platform. And we know this. This is a known commodity around the world. This is why all these companies are trying to catch up. This is why Bed Bath & Beyond couldn't catch up because they didn't have an e-commerce platform. Their website was this prehistoric thing. It wasn't up to date. Overstock did the same thing. They gave up. Amazon kept going. But remember that Amazon is a private equity's wet dream. It killed all the category killer companies. So people were able to pounce on those dead companies, private equity, gut them, make them go bankrupt over the last 20 years. They're just eating at the table. They're feasting. And then you have Amazon pumping up everyone, just putting money into it because it is like violation of antitrust laws at this point. But while that's all going on, Michael Pachter, pay attention. There are a couple of key categories out here that are winning against Amazon. Jewelry is one. Diamonds, precious metals, alternate assets, winning against Amazon. Female apparel, clothing for children, winning against Amazon. That would be Zulily. Remember them? Remember The Gap? These are all companies that opened up at $1 billion in sales on apparel other than Amazon. And this is e-commerce platform. Additionally, you're going to go to pet products. Chewy.com beat out Amazon on making a bag of dog food that weighs 50 pounds and get it to your doorstep. And why? Because that's Ryan Cohen and being the genius that he is when it comes to logistics. Now we look at GameStop. Guess who's beating Amazon on GameStop and entertainment? It's going to be GameStop, right? They're beating Amazon on that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So they're going to go ahead and deliver a PS5 to your doorstep. They're going to get you a Segway. They're going to get you a go-kart. They're going to get you a TV now. The Ring doorbell is the same price at GameStop that it is at Amazon. The only difference is they don't force you to get the membership. I got to buy Amazon Prime for $150 a year when I don't have to do that with GameStop. There's just so many perks to it if people knew how to do the homework and the math, but it's okay. I will tell them. I will tell the whole world what it really is. But you can sit here and talk bad about Ryan Cohen and GameStop and not understand the business model, but it's scaling, and I'm going to be here for a decade to show you.
You know what? It hurts. It hurts because GameStop was a monumental, wonderful retailer for kids and people who loved gaming, and it was like the go-to place. Then came along digital and downloads, and they tried to give it a go a little bit to get in there, but what part of it could be salvageable in your mind? I mean, aren't some kids still with consoles and things like that?
For sure. And, I think of GameStop and physical retail the same way I think about movie exhibitors. There's a place for them, and there always will be physical sales so long as it makes sense for the game companies to put games in physical format. So GameStop can survive, but not in its current form. It's got to be much smaller than it is now. And so think about movie theaters. They can survive too if we trim out the unproductive ones. And that's really what GameStop should be doing. So get somebody like, I hate to say it, Adam Aaron to run GameStop. He would figure it out. He would actually.
This is fucking crazy now. Now I'm cussing. Okay, listen. You want to say Adam Aaron would figure out GameStop? How about you go figure this out, Michael Pachter? Adam Aaron, the CEO of AMC Movie Theaters, went to that company when they had $2 billion of debt. He went and bought dead movie theaters, expanded beyond his belief because he is Apollo, he is private equity, and they went out and they have what now? $5 billion worth of debt, and they can't survive. They're going under. It's over. Oh, I know. we should be just like Adam Aaron. He took the stock price from what? I wouldn't even say the peak of $70 like it was. It's now down at 70 cents. They have lost 99% of shareholder equity. They actually operate with a shareholder deficit of $2.5 billion, but that's the CEO that you think would be productive for GameStop. Why? Because he cuts out dead buildings? Oh, wait, he doesn't. He expands and he keeps buying. What the hell are you talking about? This is the problem I have with America. This is the problem what I have with social media, with mass media, this MSN platform. This is what I have. They want to talk about and paint in the same picture AMC and GameStop, Bed Bath & Beyond and Ryan Cohen. Everybody wants to paint their tagline with Ryan Cohen. You know why they have to do that? To devise you, to confuse you, to distract you. And what do I tell you guys? You want to have your blinders on. You want to walk through the casino. You don't want to check out the girl bending over. You don't want to get the free drinks over here at the bar. You want to walk through the casino, get your ass back to work, and go make more money. Because they're trying to do this to you. Look at this guy. He's gross.
Actually do the right thing and trim his workout. You don't have that guy. So I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't have that guy?
I mean, at this point now, how do you feel about...
What is this shit? Is it like you don't read a balance sheet, Michael Packard? Let me ask you something. You don't have that guy? They closed 168 GameStops last year. In addition to that, they closed every single one in Ireland just this last quarter. And then you're going to tell me that they sold off all their assets in Europe, well, a good portion of them, $20 million worth, and that's going to hit the balance sheet quarter 3. What do you mean you don't have that guy? They've cut out everything they could cut. They even cut themselves. You got Ryan Cohen working for free. Are you working for free? I'm working for free. Tell me, are you working for free? Some of us out here get this information out the correct way, but you have been sitting there in your bedroom making videos and doing interviews for 15 years, calling the demise of GameStop and telling me that digital's taking over. You really think so? Why is it that when I buy a physical game and a physical copy of a game, it costs the same as digital? Why are the prices the same if it's so advantageous for the creator themselves that they can charge the same price? Why is that? Because it's not something that people want. Nobody wants to pay digital prices and not get the physical game. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you pay for porn. Maybe you don't want to pay for the stripper and the hooker to come to your doorstep. I don't know how you do it. Me personally, I don't have to. I don't look like you.
About gaming and retail overall. I mean, the two don't even really necessarily go together anymore, right? I mean, unless you're running like a Dave and Buster's where people go and play video games, with a joystick.
Yeah, games. I mean, the biggest problem with video games has been that it requires a pretty expensive hardware purchase up front in order to play. So either a good PC or a console or a Switch. And,
And where do you buy those where do you buy the hardware? Where do you buy the PlayStation? Where do you buy the Switch, the Xbox? Is there an Xbox website that I can go to? Is there a PlayStation website I can go to? Oh, no? Computer components, where do I go? GameStop? I do. My whole streaming set, my lighting, my mic, GameStop? Really?
I think that Microsoft has figured out that we're moving away from that, and they're going to make games available on any screen through streaming. I think that.
Did you not hear that Microsoft is additionally, and I know it hasn't been leaked to you, but it's been leaked to me, and I don't know, maybe you don't know, but they're actually going to be making an attachment for their actual digital piece, right? The digital only thing. They're actually going to make an attachment where you can actually plug in your disc. Yeah, it's just another thing they want to make money off of. But I'll let you figure it out.
That's the future. So the guys who make the content are going to thrive. The Activision is now being acquired, and Electronic Arts and Take-Two and Ubisoft are going to kill it. But I think that the hardware companies are in trouble, and I think the guys who sell physical goods are in trouble. So we're going to continue to consume the content just like we consume movies through streaming. It's great for the consumer.
So where the hell are they going to buy the controllers? I'm just curious. The number one selling product for hardware itself, is not the console, it's the controllers. They wear out, boom. I'm just curious. Is it going to be all Amazon? Is that it? But wait, nobody wants the physical. Can we get a digital download controller? Can somebody help me out here? Is it all touchscreen? Are we just playing in our phones? I'm just asking for little things, man. I don't know much. I'm not a real gamer. I don't own like 5 PlayStations.
it's not so good for the retailers.
Yeah, I love what we're talking about. So Ubisoft, which obviously is a beneficiary of what's been going on here with Microsoft and Activision Blizzard, right? And then you mentioned Take-Two and EA. It sounds like those are all in pretty good positions. Do you have any buy ratings? I know you're saying GameStop is doomed. Do you have any buy ratings or any of those names that you do like right now?
All of those, and.
Oh, you like all the gaming companies, but you don't like the company that sells games. That is ridiculous. Is this crazy? Oh, my goodness. No, I like all the players on that team. They're amazing, but I don't think they'll ever win a championship. No, and I don't think anybody will tune in to watch the games either. No, I don't care if they are the best players of all time. No.
And I think Take-Two is just an extraordinarily well-run company. EA is pretty well-run, but they have a very heavy dependence upon licensed content. Ubisoft's the one that nobody seems to understand. They win so big in this Microsoft Activision deal. They're getting global streaming rights to all Activision and Blizzard content, and that's pretty material. And they're going to obviously sell it to Microsoft on an annual basis and probably pay what they're getting back for that, but they gain the ability to stream in Europe. And so Ubisoft can start delivering Call of Duty to European subscribers for $5 a month. Why would you not do that? If you got Call of Duty and World of Warcraft for $5 a month instead of buying them separately, I think 10 million people will do that.
Yeah, we're all going to go to World of Warcraft. Yeah. We didn't just play that like 15 years ago. I know some people still play it, and I don't knock them, but you need to catch up, young man. You really need to catch up. Yeah, that's what it is. Everybody wants to play Ubisoft games. I forgot. How many people are sick and tired of Call of Duty? It's the same game every year. Swear to God, I can tell you this right now. This is why other games thrive. This is why Zelda can thrive. That's why they're waiting for the next San Andreas, whatever the hell you want to call it. Oh, yeah. No, you really think people want to play Call of Duty every day and WoW. I play them. Trust me, I played WoW for a decade. You know, there's this thing called player. Whatever. I'll leave it there. Don't worry about it. Somebody will figure this out one day.
So I think Ubisoft is positioned to hit a grand slam, and the market hasn't figured that one out yet.
Good.
Yeah. All right. I will continue to watch Ubisoft because obviously I know I've seen it and how it has been doing well on the heels.
Yeah, you really got me convinced there, Pretty in Pink. You really have me convinced that you know what Ubisoft is. Oh, my God. What is this? These two are clueless.
Of trying to get this merger to go, the Microsoft Activision merger, to finally get all the approvals it needs. So you basically today say if GameStop at $17, people should sell it really and take the $17 because your price target is $6, and if it's going to have a take under, someone comes in and says I'll buy GameStop, it's going to be less than that. Michael Pachter, it's great to chat with you. Peace story.
Thank you.
So glad you were able to come on with us today.
Why is she lying? It's so great to talk to you. You wouldn't talk to him a day in your life, young lady. Outside of this damn show, you're not talking to him at the bar. Look at you. You're a smoke show. What's that kid? Ah. Hey, keep wearing the big block pink earrings, though. It's going great. She's got me confused and blitzed. Yep. I want to sell my GameStop right now at $17. I absolutely do. Yeah. I wouldn't sell it a day in my life. Not a day in my life. I'm going to tell you how much it's worth to me. About, 100 times more than that, at least.
Hey, thank you very, very much.
Well, thank you.
Michael Pachter of Wedbush.
Yeah, we know. Michael Pachter of Wedbush. Did you guys get it all? I hope. All right, guys. All right, that's the video. That's the clip. I'm going to go ahead and mark this one. I'm going to put it live. I'm going to get it going. I will make another video about the letter to the employees. Or maybe I won't. But I want to make another video about something else that I had in my DMs. I just want to let you guys know. I'm excited for Ryan, for him being named the CEO. I'm super pumped. I went the whole day. I was on cloud nine. I'm a grown-ass man. I was skipping down the street. Swear to God. Went to lunch with my pops. I told him all about it. And all he said was, and my dad really said this. He said, hey, son, well, what's going to make GameStop go up, though? I know you've been talking about it and you care about it and you believe in it, but what's it going to make it go up? And I go, hey, Pops, you going shopping there, that's what's going to make it go up. I'm going to see you guys next week when I'm buying Assassin's Creed. I'm going to see you guys the month after that when I'm buying that boring-ass Call of Duty, but I'm still going to get it from my boy. And I'm going to see you around, millionaires. I'm going to keep shopping at GameStop, keep kicking ass. I got Ryan Cohen's back till the day I drop. And Michael Pachter, when you want to retire, it's going to be when you close your short position. And I'm going to get you there. Peace, punk.